I'm 46F, are married and have 3 kids. 10 years ago, we came into money, a lot of money. I worked hard in my specific field, which earns a lot. I had done some smart investments, and they have paid out. I have been steadily adding to my bank account for these years. My husband considers this my money. We don't have a prenup. Hence, I will talk as it is mine. When the first payload came in, I did what my husband and I always discussed if we would have the money. Mortgage was paid off, I bought a new car, and I managed to buy a nice house in our favorite holiday destination. We rent this one out to a very nice family for most of the year. We set up college funds for our children, each an equal amount, which should be enough to pay for 5 years. If there is money left from the fund, the children can use this as a down payment on their own house or apartment. When the money kept coming in, thanks to the investments in my work, I looked towards what could be done for my immediate family. My husband has 2 sisters, and we have 5 nieces and nephews on his side from one of the sisters. My brother has 2 children as well. It was decided that all of the nieces and nephews would have college funds as well, for the same amount as my children under the same strict stipulations. I would get the information about the costs and make sure everything is paid. My eldest niece had already started college, so I paid the amount already paid to her parents to keep everything fair. She managed to finish within the 4 years and has some money left. I had an accountant, dear friend, find out what would be beneficial to my brother and one of my SILs in regards to their mortgage. I paid off the majority for the both of them. My parents were sent on a nice trip since their house is already paid of and for both my ILs and other SIL rent, so I paid a certain amount so they can save that money. Part of the money goes to charity at home and abroad. I also set up some college funds for the children of our closest friends and family members. As a treat, hubby, LO, and I went on a paid by US me vacation with both my own extended family and his. Now at this point, everyone is very grateful. However, one of the SILs always has a need to be in the spotlight, or that one or all of her children need to be. She's nice to my face, but I know for a fact that she has been bad-mouthing me, making passive-aggressive remarks about me and my work and my person, but always in such a manner that you would be the bitch asshole if you would say something. My usual tactic, and one that works always, is play the innocent, just sot dumb one and nitpick on what she says. I have managed to shut her up many times without being classified as a bitch. So the past few years, SIL has been hinting that I should pay for a very nice, all-inclusive resort holiday for her and her family abroad, since I have the money. Note, they have money saved that would initially been used for the college funds of their kids. Money that has barely been used. COVID hit and she has been silent. She and her husband took, and still take it very seriously. Now that restrictions are mostly lifted, she had a birthday party for her and her son, since her son really wanted to have a party. No biggie, we show up with a gift for her and her son, and all is well. Birthday boy got a voucher to buy a tent or the camping gear he wanted. SIL got a voucher to use whatever way she wanted. I added some sunscreen, drinks, and such, as I knew she wanted to go on a holiday of some sorts. Or so we thought. She asked what our holiday plans are. We say that we won't be crossing any foreign borders, stay in home country, but we booked a cabin somewhere for a week. Very nice, not luxurious or anything. We would still need to cook and do the grocery shopping. SIL starts on the oh how nice. We are still thinking about what we want to do. My lovely hubby and I both have an inkling what she's hinting at, but we start spouting ideas in the hopes of avoiding tragedy. We have family at one place. Maybe they could stay there for a weekend or so. There's a campsite somewhere else with entertainment for children of various ages. Then it comes. She shows us something she found on the World Wide Web, and to be honest, it looks amazing. Not too luxurious, but still very nice. All-inclusive, water park for the kids, spa center, the whole shebang. Price tag for a family of 7, $35,000. So hubby says that's a lot, but is glad they saved so much to do this. SIL then goes, "Oh, we don't. We thought you would be paying as my birthday gift." Say, what? People, she just told us what she was looking at. No scratch that. She expected me to give about $35,000 as a gift for her birthday just because I have money. She goes on that I earn enough and their family, our godson, other nieces and nephews have been promised already, and so forth. We all sat in stunned silence. Birthday boy and 2 of his sisters even looked up to see what we would say while playing with our LOs. Hubby just started laughing, thinking it was a joke. IL just sat there and looked on, and I did a seemingly very good impression of a fish. No, SIL was dead serious. You have the money, you can just give it, you won't miss it. This woman has shown her disdain for me and my work many times, in a very sweet, passive-aggressive manner, so that it is hard to call her out on it. Me, hubby, and even her father still have done so, I just sat there and listened, how she widened her eyes, trying to look sweet, something she does every time she wants something, and giving all the reasons why we should give the money without counting the voucher we gave her. I then regained my wits and just say the full sentence she didn't want to hear. Me, no. SIL, but you have the money. Me, I have money, that is true. CL, so you can pay for it. Me, I could indeed. SIL, interrupting me. Oh, that's great. Me, but I won't. SIL, but we deserve it. You won't miss it. We're family. Yep, unfortunately, you and I are family now. I love being family of your kids, however. Me, fact, we're indeed family. Fact, we all deserve a nice holiday after the fluff show called COVID. False, I would surely miss it since it won't be in the bank account. Intended that one as a joke. SIL and BIL continue rant about how much they think I should pay for it. Me. Listen, you have shown many times you do not respect me or my line of work. You do not respect the fact I worked very hard, made sacrifices to earn this money. You do not respect the fact that I have paid off your mortgage, paid for the college education of your kids, and even some money for their own place. You badmouth me, call me names, and even told people hubby should divorce me. SIL is trying so hard to deny it. BL calls me a liar. Thile joins in and sides with me. Her own children tell their father that they have heard their own mother say horrible things about me. Birthday Boy even recorded one conversation she had with someone while he was making a TikTok video. He showed this. BIL went mute. Conversation continues. SIL notices she won't get the expensive holiday she wanted. Fine, then don't pay for this holiday. The least you can do is pay for our plane tickets and let us stay at your holiday home favorite holiday destination. Remember I rented out to a local family for most of the year? Due to COVID, they have to stay there as they can't. Are afraid to travel. Me, not happening. First of all, the family can't leave. Second, you don't get to make demands. The voucher you got has a very generous amount of money on it for you to use the way you please. Maybe toward a holiday. Third, we already went on a paid by me holiday. So you got a paid for holiday already. Fourth, if you want more money, then get a job that will pay more. You have a degree. Last, you treat me like crap and still expect me to just hand over my hard-earned money. SIL starts the waterworks and turns to her father, who completely sided with me. He told her he understood me. He told her he knew how hard I worked and the sacrifices me and hubby made for this. Hubby is pissed. He sees red and tells his sister in no uncertain terms that this won't be happening and how dare they. He tells her that we're leaving. We pack up the kids and go home. Later we get a call. MIL has FM tendencies as this SIL is her favorite. She tries the whole spiel on how hard they had it before I came into money and helped them, etc. Hubby dealt with her perfectly and she understood after a lengthy conversation. Now here's where I just laugh. Apparently SIL's kids are pissed that she pulled this stunt and went full rebel mode. We have a great relationship and seemed afraid that this would influence it. They managed to come by and we had a heart-to-heart. I told them we didn't blame them for the actions of their parents. I explained to them the reasons for not handing out money like that after the initial gifts. The youngest seemed to side more with mom and dad, but the rest said they understood. They know about their generous college, each home funds. I stated to them that we wouldn't want for them to do anything against their parents as they still live there. They stayed for dinner and then went home. As of now, the kids are barely talking to their parents. They still do their chores, let them know things, but that's it. FM in the form of other family members came in as SIL had sent them messages and called them. A simple Facebook post by Birthday Boy with the video put a stop to that. CL and Bale had an enormous backlash by the FM, calling them out. They have been uninvited to certain events. We have received apologies from the FM. Some told me that they had a hard time as they understood both her and me. The only thing that bothers me is the fact that my PIL are caught in the middle, especially my MIL, who is very family-oriented. I know some of you will wonder why I just won't give the money. One of the reasons why is the way she has treated me, even before I came into the money. Another reason is that I simply feel uncomfortable just handing out money. I simply ask you to give your opinion in a kindly fashion. Am I the a-hole for not paying? I was the one whose SIL demanded that I'd pay for a holiday. Here's the first update. So SIL was very disappointed and angry that I didn't bow down to her every whim and paid for a holiday. For those who read my first post know that I'm well off, thanks to hard work and some luck. We had some FM, flying monkeys, come in because of my SIL. Most backed down and understood where we stood and left us alone. Unfortunately, the whole family of my DH now knows that we have a bank account with $dollars on it. As Zale had called a lot of family members to complain and spill the beans, They began talking amongst themselves and their children. Some of the aunts, uncles, and cousins didn't think it fair that I paid for some college funds for some of children of cousins, and that I paid for a family holiday. To note, I only have college funds for the children of cousins who we have a close relationship with. That's about 6 cousins with around 12 kids. I'm in this family for almost 20 years, and I only see the majority of the aunts, uncles, and cousins on the yearly yearly family reunion, if everybody comes. I haven't seen some of them in around 5 to 10 years. A couple of days after the fallout with SIL and ANU call, something they never do, I put my phone on speaker as I was busy with folding the laundry. They ask how everything is going, how we're holding up during the COVID and such. We exchange some experiences, and then they both go like this. This is the start of the convo. ANU, listen, we hear you have some college funds set up for some of the children of certain cousins. Is that true? Me? Yes, that's true. I'm no liar. ANU, is it true that you took MIL, FIL, CL1, SEL2, and family with you on holiday? Mia? Yes, ANU. You also have a holiday home, yes? Me. We do, but why do you want and need to know? ANU, we never knew you had so much money. Well, a lot of hard work, sacrifices, dedication, and luck were part of it. ANU, well, you have to pay for our grandchildren's college funds as well. And we want to go on a holiday with our children too. We deserve it too. Me. Shocked silence. ANU, we're family, so you have to pay. Me, less shocked silence. ANU, yes, we want college funds for your 6 grandchildren, each consisting of $800,000 for each child, and we want a holiday home like yours but in location X. We already have one we want. We'll send you the information. And that also goes for our family holiday. We're family, and since you have the money, you can pay for us too. Me, pissed of silence. They continue to rant that they deserve it because they're family and family takes care of each other. My hubby, meanwhile, had heard everything and was getting angrier. I had pressed a record button halfway through the convo and asked them to repeat their demands. I eventually asked them if they had more to say, which they hadn't. I just flat out said that it wasn't gonna happen, that they might think they're entitled to my money, but they weren't. I quoted the phrase they and many of the family gave us when hubby and I didn't have the money and were in a tight spot because we had a health scare. We asked every family member if we could borrow some money and we would pay it back. Only 3 of the 9 aunts and uncles helped us, and we paid them back. The quote, "It is your responsibility to have and save enough money for the care, well-being, and education of your family. If you can't, then you don't deserve them. We won't be giving you any money." Stunned silence on their side. I told them to relay the message to the rest and not to call us with such demands. And I hung up the phone. Hubby was very proud. In the weeks that followed, the aunts, uncles, and cousins called with the same. Only those aunts, uncles who helped us in our time of need called and told us to say that it is our money and that they have seen plenty of it and don't ask for more. One cousin called and asked for a certified loan for a down payment on a house, something I have agreed to. They had the majority saved but came short of $10,000. They had to pay for it sooner as they could get the house sooner. Just now, I saw that I received the first half of it. That also raised hell. Then, with the aunts, uncles, and cousins, we had a Zoom call and I explained to them my reasons for not doing this. I told them that they could always come when they truly needed financial help, but under legal contracts so that neither party would feel themselves screwed over. Cousin who borrowed money even showed the certified notarized loan. Most seemed to understand, not entirely happy, but they knew they could come for help. But for some it wasn't. Then came the cherry on top. I came home last week on a weekday to find a lot of parked cars in an otherwise almost empty street. I had to pass my house in order to park somewhere else, and around 15-20 of aunts, uncles, and cousins had gathered in the front yard, so much for social distancing. Afterwards, it were 3 aunts, 3 uncles, and some cousins and their spouses. I parked the car and walked back home. Now here is something that few people know. I have security cameras around my home that record sound as well. Another thing that a few people know, don't mess with me. I am told that my right hook is very painful. So while walking back, I called the non-emergency line of our local police station. I told them the situation and telling them that crap might hit the fan. If they could come and assist in case it got out of hand, they would send some cops, and crap hit the fan. The moment I stepped inside of people, they started screaming, cursing, telling me to pay up or they will make sure that I'll pay, one way or the other, all the while cornering me. Some of them poked their finger close to my face and in my chest and arms. I told them multiple times to stop what they were doing and leave. Sometime through this, more cops were called by some neighbors as well, and when they arrived, were trying to get to me. Then one uncle made a mistake. He slapped me. A man of about 6'3" slapped me. A woman of just 5'2" across the face in full view of the cops. The crowd went silent as he put his face almost in my face and went on a rant that I had to obey him as one of the elders of the family, all the while with his hand raised as he would slap me again. He couldn't continue his rant. I knocked him to the ground. He stayed down, not unconscious, but quite rattled and stunned that I had punched him. This was apparently what the cops needed as well. The family members were stunned, and the cops managed for them to get away from me. They were pissed. A couple of the aunts, uncles, and cousins managed to make a run to their car and drive away. The rest got to meet with some very angry cops. Some fines for breaking social distancing rules and the expectation that charges might be pressed against them. To shorten the novel already, I'm fine. Had some bruised fingers. Uncle had a broken cheekbone of my lovely cameras are now in the hands of the DA. The other family members have distanced themselves from the crap that happened. To be honest, I feel really crappy. I feel like dividing a family because I just don't hand out my money. Hubby says that this is money that I worked hard for, so I get to decide what happens. Still, I'm thinking of setting some college funds aside for the rest of the children. Thought I'm doubting that. It would also seem that I don't stand my ground and can be persuaded with violence, threats, and harassment. I'm so sick of it. Edit. To keep myself from repeating, I've pressed charges against my uncle for the little love tap he gave me. Thankfully, my uncle has not filed counter charges for the love tap I gave him in return. I've been told he asked for anger management courses and a psychological evaluation without prompts. His statement is that he got carried away and felt he was being egged on. He also wrote that he was extremely sorry and never meant to hurt me. I don't know what to believe. I know this behavior is out of character for him. He and his wife also contacted my lawyer with a written apology already. All those present had to give statements, and one red thread emerged. They were there because the aunt and uncle who called me first, the ones from this post, had said they all should and see if they could convince me. As for charges concerning the others who were present, my lawyer is looking if they can get charges to stick for harassment. He is also looking if the instigators can be charged with a number of things. That guy is having a field day. He loves this. Update due. I thought to give a little info about the current going-ons here. The cast, LLTU is Little Love Tap Uncle, the one who slapped me. The visitors is aunts, uncles, and cousins who came to try and persuade me to give them money. L is our lovely lawyer. Blabbermouth is SIL, who couldn't keep her mouth shut and blabbed all kinds of things to the family. CLC is Certified Loan Cousin. Cousin who asked and got a certified loan. He has since paid it back. First, I'm dealing with some health issues. Not COVID-related, thankfully, but I will need some surgery. There will be a lawsuit against LLTU and the visitors. When? Date is set for January at this point. Let's hope it doesn't get postponed. Hubby and I have written a letter that our L could read in court in the case we won't be able to be there, either in person or on a video call. Blabbermouth's role is becoming clearer, but since we don't have the full picture yet, I will update later. LLTU had a minor fracture of his cheekbone, apparently. Nothing major, and he didn't need any surgery. Hubby, L, and I have had some good and honest conversations about my own behavior. L is a friend I know from way back, and he says that although I am quite the gentle soul, I can also be a strict, direct, and have a no-nonsense attitude. I've always been family-oriented and wanting to help others. Unfortunately, this has proved to be my downfall. L and hubby agree that I can be more no-nonsense and stricter when it comes to family as well. I recognize this. I tend to sweep things under the rug because family. Stupid me. Since then, I get great feedback from the both of them and have sought out a therapist who says I have made improvements. Since the visit, hubby and I have been contacted by many family members from his side, mostly to ask questions about as they just heard one side of the story and things were unclear to them. Some of them were understanding about the situation. They were honest that they felt left out, but as one cousin said it, "To be honest, I would not have thought of you either if something like this would have happened to me." They repeated they would appreciate any gesture, but that it was not their money to decide. Unfortunately, there were some family members who came to the defense of the visitors, and what was the big deal? I had plenty of money. Just share as you won't miss it. Here we go again. They have been sending us messages on a daily basis. Hello, harassment charges. Telling us that we were selfish people and that families should share when good luck came their way. Then one day we received a request for a Zoom call from a cousin who had not spoken to us at all. We accepted, only to find out that it was the virtual ambush of the visit. Some family members had gathered online from their separate homes to talk to us. They got to minutes before I made it clear I wanted to say something. I want to say something. People, okay. Me, so you want us to share the money? People, yes. A lot of behind kissing comments like, really, you're the best. Me, first I want $2,000 from each of you. People cry in outrage. Loads and loads of comments, and then one of them said the magical words, why would I give you that amount of money? Me and my partner work hard for that money, and now you just demand that amount. You can't do that. We all work hard for that money. Me, so do we. What makes you think then that you can make the same demands of us and expect us to give in to them? I will be honest that I loved the embarrassed silence that followed. CLC was part of it and said that when he heard about it, he called for a certified loan for the down payment on his home. He then went on about the terms of the loan and that according to the lawyer he had asked to review it was a good document. Strict, yes, but it protected both sides. Hubby and I did tell them that CLC was given the loan because he asked for it nicely and agreed to a certified loan. One of them asked if we would do that again. We told them point blank that if they would want to borrow money, we wouldn't be sure to agree to it because of a couple of things. 1A, they behaved like entitled people and treated us like crap. 1B, you don't get to treat people like this and then go kissing their behind the moment you want something. 1C, they all have jobs. Save for it if it is something that is considered a luxury. 2, the circumstances might change, so maybe we would not even be able to help. 3, IF, and that's a big IF. We decide to help out. We want the most minuscule details about what the money is needed for, and they have to agree to a certified loan. Most people back out as they don't want strings attached or a claim made on their car, house, etc. It was very, very silent for a while. I told them that I had a good idea they wanted money because they wanted a more luxurious car or remodel the kitchen, bathroom, whatever in the house while it was still working and no hazard or in need of replacing. Maybe they wanted to buy that fancy item they coveted for a while or a game console for their kids. Save up for it. More silence and embarrassed shifting on their part. Hubby told them to stop harassing us. We were being blamed by tearing the family apart, but their own greed was doing that. Up until now, there were no problems and we all went along just fine. Now money comes in the picture and almost everyone changes into money-hungry morons. Yep, his words. He became very emotional as he said that this wasn't the family he grew up with and that he hated it to see them change so much. Then the apologies came from some of them. We then left the Zoom meeting telling them that we only wanted to hear from them if they came with an apology first and not to contact us as we needed space. Some have texted us those apologies and hubby had some phone conversations with them. Others have not changed their status from money-hungry moron and keep texting us all kind of wailing stories about how much they deserve money. One cousin even texted me saying that I deserved that slap in my face. I was not blood and should therefore just bow down to the will of the family. He even told hubby to get his wife back under control and be a good family member. He keeps harassing us and made some comments that hint on me being hit again. I simply said if he had talked to LLTU and how his broken cheekbone felt. Those comments stopped, and CLC told me that he suspects that cousin didn't want to meet my right fist as cousin talked to him about it and had been hinting something along those lines. Every text is saved and go into a big USB flash drive for L to get started on some nice cease and desist letters, as some may know them. LLTU and the visitors have stopped contact when asked and advised to, so that was the update up to this point. On a more positive note, CLC and his GF had bought their house, and when it was done, we were invited to visit it, mask wearing and keeping distance. They turned a house into a home. It was good to see the pride and joy coming from them.